Welcome back to Marble Saga. Last episode of the night for me. Almost done with all the marble things. That's very interesting what that ant has going on there, but I don't get some of the stuff you can do in some of these levels where it seems to just kind of sequence break things. Except you also miss a gem because of it, so there's no practical purpose to it. If you didn't see what I was talking about with that ant in this level, you'll see once I get there. I imagine there's something of interest down here. What's the idea here? Oh, it's so you can jump back, I see. I have no interest in getting that junk, so whatever. Literal junk. When I say it like that, it sounds like a pejorative. But no, it's just literal junk. Wonderful. I'm at the moment here right now for having my foot fall asleep and wake back up again. My back too. Whoa! Okay, that worked. I don't know how I managed to do this so many times before for some playthroughs. Like for the Fancy Pants and games, this is precisely what I did. I just sat on the floor like this. And my feet would fall asleep frequently, but somehow I managed to make it work anyways. I would sometimes mention my feet falling asleep too. I don't know how to handle this. I really don't. It's a massive angle that I'm trying to very slowly go across. I don't know how to address that. It's one of those situations where it might be better to just use a calmer marble. Ah, jeez, and you can't use one as a wall for the other either, because there's a space between them. Jeez. It's crazy how fast these things move. That somehow happened. Ah! Max is right, Anthony. I was feeling really good about that too. And I don't think there's a checkpoint after that either. And you get to that ant. And then I have to go back to that section later afterwards. Again, because the ant's teleport next to the ant is gonna do weird stuff. Although I guess I can just not take the teleporter. I want to show that the teleporter takes you. Those that haven't already seen it. Man, this really is messing me up here. What? Okay, come on. I probably would have fallen off anyways, but that felt silly. This is feeling really tricky though, honestly. I honestly don't know how much more difficult of a level I can take on. Rid of this. It is kind of weird too. Hazards tend to have a bit of a different, I don't know, surface texture to them, if that makes sense. You tend to cling to them a bit more for some reason. There's times it's kind of nice actually. But... Oh, no, 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 no. That's... You don't go between those. How do you get up there? You have to get to the... There's not a checkpoint here either, is there? Jeez, game, that is mean. Really? I may misunderstand. Oh no, you have to jump off. You have to drop off the fist. I see. Now it makes sense. I thought you actually went between these spikes here, and then you'd take the teleporter after behind the ant. But that would just drop you right next to the finish. But I can't go to the finish yet because I don't have that gem on the right. But no, all I do is I drop from the fist to the ant, and then the teleporter returns you to the finish there. Hopefully this part won't be too tough. But they love using these uneven platforms. Right here. I'm on these really steep inclines I'm on right now, but it's gonna be a lot of trouble. But then, those bumpy platforms too. The developers are just in love with those. And for some reason, you just get more traction on these fists and some other similar hazards. Oh, okay. Please stop being hungry, Anthony. Or at least don't tell me about it. Okay. This is normal. These Kirby things are so much harder than they look because they're just a bunch of little small steps. But they aren't small enough to actually feel smooth. Like, this part looks like it should be really straightforward, but it is honestly not. In part because there's like a weird, there's like a little hump you have to get over at the top here. Ah. I'm tempted to actually just like drop down the amp from here. Aha! That was dumb of me, but I didn't think I'd bounce that much. This thing has, I think, a minimal bounce stat, so you don't expect it to bounce that much. But I also just wasn't that confident that I could actually go into the fist there. You guys have seen how tricky that is for me. And it's a steeper incline than right here, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe I've probably been just fine doing it because I've been doing it all the time right here. You've seen me fail it a few times too right here, so I think I've caused you nervous. The fist drawing back for a second before it punches also causes some awkwardness because it phases into the block behind it. Yeah, I'm getting more used to this part at least. Careful. Okay. Control. God, there's this tricky part again too, though. Like, even just moving up these steep inclines is tricky because for some reason they're so bumpy. They don't look like they should be. Patience. From myself and the viewers. No, that must be a steeper incline, because this one here isn't bumpy. These must be different inclines. This is the bumpy type of incline. And this is really tricky to do anything with. I feel like if it just wasn't so bumpy, it wouldn't be a problem. Those collisions are really awkward. They don't wholly match up to what you see, I feel like. Like, look how I'm, like, shifting back and forth on here. Jeez. Why? There's a big hump there that you can't see. And if I can't see it, it's hard to react to it. Oh. I feel like I am getting at my limit of what I can do in this game already. This is pretty crazy, some of these. I know, right here I feel like it's just mostly me fighting the geometry of these steep slopes. which is unfortunate. I was talking earlier in an earlier episode about how I think what's nice about this game is that generally it's really fair, and it feels like if you're messing something up, maybe the level design is mean, but it's still, like, it's not doing anything dirty or anything. Here, it really feels like what's happening is just that the collisions are bad. And one of the main things that causes frustration is when you're doing poorly and it feels like it's not your fault, which it may actually be in some cases, but in this case I think it's not unreasonable to blame something. Blame a little bit on the... I can like lean on this thing a little bit. Blame a little bit on the geometry. God. This is gonna be a whole episode of its own. I can't imagine I got past this level if I got to here on my first try, so we probably are in uncharted territory now. Like, truly, actually uncharted territory, fully blind stuff I've never done before. Now, with the exception of maybe a couple levels in each of the bonus areas, like Candy Island and whatnot. So I did try a couple of those, but didn't get very far. I can do this part somewhat consistently now. Even though I had a checkpoint right here, which I wish I did, I just have so much trouble right here. It looks like it should be easy, but it's not. Part of it is like choice of marble, I guess, but... Jeez. Ah. I can't do what I did the last time. I was right here. I'll just bounce right off, I'm certain of it. Ah, why'd they have to put a hazard directly below that? The collisions there are just so awkward. You're navigating geometry that feels like it wasn't made to be navigated, with the exception of the steep slopes, which are clearly supposed to be navigated, but are still awkward to navigate anyways. As I do this, hopefully I should start getting more consistent at getting past each part, though. I might have figured out a way of... It still doesn't feel that safe, but I think I figured out a way of doing this part by leaning a bit against the one wall. You can see how subtle my movements are as I do this, but it still gets really, really close to messing everything up. If I can get to the very edge right here. Okay. We should be good now. Yeah, that also went badly. Nice enough to just put you right next to the checkpoint, or the finish there. Jeez. That's all I can do this episode. In part because I might take another 12 minutes on the next stage, but I'm out of energy for the night. Wow. But, so that's quite certainly something that I couldn't see myself ever hanging past that before, so I think we're basically guaranteed that at this point. Everything from here on out is totally new for me, which is a little scary because it's really hard. But I want to do all of this. I just can't really promise that I will. Like I said, when I first started this playthrough, this playthrough's a little different. It's kind of an experiment. I don't promise that I'll finish it. I reserve the right to just not finish it at any point if I feel that it's not going to work. And it might not, but for the moment we'll keep on trying. Anyways. I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Marble Saga Kororinpa. with Anthony here, even though Anthony doesn't seem to actually contribute anything, but whatever. Bye, everyone. Wait. I'm the one who says bye. I'm the one who makes the video stop. Bye, everyone.